What's up, guys? Big A here. I am starting a page on YouTube that is for my dialysis. There's my machine. I am finally doing home hemodialysis and just want to share our journey with you guys and share that life does not have to stop once you're on these machines, and to see just how far you can keep going. I'm 39 years old. I have a 3-year-old. And my wife, she's actually my care partner that we do this with, and I do stick myself, so that's fun. But we just wanted to share what it's like to do home hemodialysis and to share some of our family events that we do to show that, hey, you can still keep going, you can still keep thriving. And a lot of the ways that we keep doing that mostly are because God has truly blessed us. And even though we go through this hard trial in life, and it will be a never ending trial, He is still faithful in that. So we want to just share our journey as we grow through it, as my child gets to see it and see us grow through it, that she may learn from it. And just to show you that once you're on dialysis, it's scary to find out in the beginning. A lot of people give you bad information. They just tell you like, oh, life is basically over, prepare to die. That's exactly what I was told. Just get ready to die. And I kind of fell into that mindset of just give up, you're going to die, be done with it. And then finally talking with more people and learning more about it, being my own self-advocate, things changed. The Lord blessed. I've lost a ton of weight. We'll mention that in some of our videos and how that's helped. But we are listed at Vanderbilt in Nashville, Tennessee, and Piedmont in Atlanta, Georgia. So we're hoping to get a kidney. I prefer a B type. That's what I am. I'm B. But hey, they have the pairing program. We're going to go over that in some of our videos, share that information with you guys. But be sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, like our videos, comment. Any questions that you might have, if you're a dialysis patient or somebody you know is on dialysis, feel free to reach out to me. I have shared an email address that you can send emails and questions to if you don't want to put it in the comments. And that will be through my channel. But our first video is going to show you one of our treatments and how we stick ourselves. So this is educational purposes only. And so if you're a little squeamish and don't like needles and don't like blood, you might not want to watch it, but it's not a lot of it. It's just me sticking myself and then coming off. So just to walk through what we have to do on a 5 days a week basis. But thank you guys, appreciate it. Look forward to the comments and any questions you might have. Look forward to answering those as well.
You need help scanning?
That's good. As you see, sometimes it takes a minute. These are buttonholes. We've established these over sticking several times. Same hole, several days. But always go by your doctor's recommendations.
It feels good. How do you feel?
Now we're putting the chevron on for securing it in place. We've already did a push and a pull with an empty syringe, and now we're going to do I believe it's 10 mil syringe to flush it. And then we're going to go to the next vein, or the next hole, should I say.
Not quite. I have a little more prep work to do. I got two. Okay. All right. Just a normal day. Sadie's sitting over there watching us.
And some of you may be noticing, if you've done dialysis or had to stick yourself before, I have to do mine a little differently. My fistula is a wavelength fistula.
How's that feel?
Yeah, it feels good.
Pulling and pushing right in.
And so it is a subcutaneous fistula down in my arm. And we've had issues with it for, 2.5 years? And really didn't know what was going on. They've said, hey, it's my veins. Hey, it's this. It's kind of been a mixture of both. Some of it's training. Some of it's just people not knowing how to stick well. And we have learned that my dominant vein is my basilic down here that I've had surgery on. And we clamp it off because it's hard to get to. We can't really use it well. It blows out every time. We clamp it off, and I don't use a tourniquet on the top side of my arm. So thank you to my nurse, Anisha, James with the wavelength team, because we've kind of figured that out starting home hemo. And we didn't want to do home hemo in the beginning. I wanted to keep life separate. Wanted to do things separate. Didn't want to have anything to do with it at home. But here we are, a little bit more freedom, and can do things on my own time when we want to do them. So that's the plus side. And so far, everything has gone really well. Had some hiccups at first, but it's part of it. Now we're getting ready to get hooked up. And then we'll monitor our pressures. We're going to adjust this just a hair. So Trisha's hooking up my arterial now. Then she'll be hooking up my venous. And so we're using a next stage dialyzer over here. I was told this is the Cadillac version. Since now it's just a display screen that you touch and doesn't actually have buttons. But this bad boy can go anywhere you want to go. And so before we get going, I gotta put my cuff on. We're gonna put my blood pressure cuff on. And then once the blood pressure cuff is on, I gotta get my feet up. Trish will start the machine, and we'll kind of watch my pressures to make sure the pressures in my arm are good, because you don't want to blow out your vessels. It's very painful. And we'll also do a first vital to get started to monitor. So today I'm pulling 2.2 liters.
You ready to go?
I'm ready. And I'm going to get my feet up real quick. There we go. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. So Tricia started the machine. So that means I do a vital. And all this runs through an iPad to next stage to my clinic. And we'll send them the information showing that I've actually dialyzed for the day and at least one of my treatments. So far, my blood flow rate is at 300, and my pressures, arterial and venous, are actually running pretty great. So she'll take it to 400 blood flow rate. That's as high as I'll go. In center, typically, I would end up going probably about 500 if they could push it that high, because they're trying to just do as much as you can because you're only going 3 days a week. But with this, you're going 5 days a week, and you're doing it 5 days a week. I know that seems like a lot, but you're only doing it, for me, I do 2.5 hours. So at 2.5 hours, 5 days a week, I'm getting in my time. And that's about as low as you can get on time. And then she's gonna clamp my lines to me. Pressures are still looking good, and there we go. That's how we get set up. But I can take this hot thing off now. I'm gonna take my gloves. But I don't have a bad setup in here. This is my barbecue room / dialysis room now. Then I've got about a 46-inch TV on the wall too. So we'll sit here for the next 2.5 hours, pending no kind of hiccups or anything, hopefully. Hey guys, we're at the end of my treatment, and I've got like 1 minute left. And I've got no minutes left. So we're gonna take one vital real quick. see what my blood pressure is. I did meet my goal with my pool, and we're gonna do the rinse back as soon as I get my blood pressure. And then once we get the rinse back, we're gonna do a sitting first to make sure my blood pressures are good, and then we're gonna do a standing. So we'll see how things go. Hasn't been a rough treatment. Actually, it's gone pretty well. Feel pretty good, and
Pardon
we'll
the
see.
musical going on in the background was saying.
Yeah. Blood pressure's not too bad. We're gonna save that one. We gotta put a glove on my hand. And I have to glove up because I'm gonna be holding some of the lines here at the house. Oh, fingers in the wrong hole.
Yeah, what do you
Kind of hard to do. So at this point, we're gonna clamp off the arterial line, and then we'll hook it back to our saline bag to do the rinse back. And Trish will be putting on a syringe that has 10 mil. Is it 10 mils or 5 mils? 10 mils of the just of a flush, typical flush that you'd see, when you go to the hospital. And then as it's rinsing back, she'll flush that line back and clamp it off. And then we'll get ready to pull some needles if I pass my standing blood pressure.
You ready?
Mm-hmm. Feel free, if you're watching these videos, if you have questions or anything that you'd like to know, please feel free to reach out. I've been a patient representative at my clinic previously, and just try to help people where I can. I can't give you medical advice when it comes to your health and what you do, but I can relay some of the experience that I've had, some of the things we've gone through. Some videos I'll have my wife do some things because she's been an advocate for me. She's also done the training on the machine, and we basically learned it really fast. She probably learned the machine within the first week, and training went really quick, and so we were kind of glad to do that. I think we had it down maybe in a couple of weeks. And still learning some kinks that you run into. I mean, problems happen, but you just learn as you go. So now we've clamped off our lines. We're gonna let my feet down. Oh, sometimes that's kind of hard to do after you've been sitting there for so long. And we're gonna do our sitting first because you want to make sure it's good before you just get up and hop to it, because you don't want to pass out.
We can't turn our machine off because if he were to need some saline bolus, I can give him that very easily. So we can't do this until his blood pressure clears him to come off the machine completely.
Okay, we got my sitting. Now we're going to do my standing blood pressure. You always keep your lines hooked up too, especially your venous, in case you got to have more fluids for this. And always try to be slow getting up. Let your blood pressure adjust, and mine usually runs a little lower when I'm standing, so I have to be careful on that. But if everything passes, we'll start pulling needles. And if you're wondering why we're wearing a mask at home, when you do buttonholes or dealing with bodily fluids, you've got to keep your mask on, especially sticking and when pulling your needles, because you have risk of bacteria getting in your buttonholes, especially when you do buttonholes or your
Let me enunciate that just a little further. Button holes.
Yeah, your buttonholes.
The southern way comes out really fast.
So I
passed.
passed.
So that means we can take this.
Blood pressure cuff comes off.
Alright.
Oh, and now the fun part.
Shush.
And actually, I'm getting medication today. I'm getting some iron. It's basically 100 milligrams of iron. And this has to be pushed slow when it goes in because it could rupture your veins because it's so thick.
So now he's technically off the machine. Kind of move this out of the way a little bit. Alright. We'll probably pause this because this takes 2 minutes to do.
No, we're going to push it.
Okay.
It's supposed to take 2 minutes. Sometimes it's a little faster. It seems like, at least. And it is black. And it has a weird taste to it sometimes. So it's some people can taste it, some people can't, but I can. It's almost like a burnt motor oil. If you could taste burnt motor oil or tar, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's just, it doesn't taste good. But we'll push that. And as that being pushed in, I mean, honestly, it's just sitting here waiting. And then she'll flush it behind it, and she'll have to be careful at first as she's flushing it because she still has it in the line. And then once that is flushed, we're going to pull the needle out of the buttonhole. Sadie's gotten quiet. It makes me nervous. Our little girl, she's gotten quiet, so it makes me nervous what she's up to. She was singing and talking loud, so.
Turn that on.
And I do these treatments in the afternoons because I usually am going to be getting up early in the mornings, going to work in the office 3 days a week. So with doing that, I have to do it in the afternoons once my wife gets home. So we usually have everything set up, ready to go. The cartridge ready, the sack is ready. And so all I got to do is put my cream on my arm and get ready to rock and roll. The hard part is that I like to eat early, and it's now 7 o'clock Central Time, and I'm a little hungry, so I'm ready to get off of here, have some food, and rest for a little while. And a lot of people think like, hey, you're sitting in a chair, you're resting. Dialysis is very hard on you. If I could say anything to advocate for people who have been on dialysis is I feel like that's one disease that is very difficult to deal with, and you don't hear a whole lot about it. So we try to spread the word as much as possible because you hear about all these other things, and and I don't want to diminish people who have different diseases or different. You can't really compare all of them, but I've had multiple instances throughout my journey, just in 2.5 years, almost 3 years, of multiple times that we've been to the hospital thinking that I'm dying, and really I am actually dying, and whether it be heart stuff or my potassium levels were too high that can cause you to have a heart attack. So it's not easy. So, and not just me as a patient, but my wife has to deal with it. My 3-year-old has to see me sick and has to be around it. But sometimes you go through things in life, and
if this is too graphic for you people, folks, you probably need to.
This is educational purposes, so this is why we're doing it. And we're going to cover the buttonhole where the needle is.
Ready?
And she counts to 3, and before she does, she'll count to 3, she'll pull, and I'll push down.
2, 3.
And so these are going in sharps containers, but they are dull needles. So they give us a sharp container to throw these away, and once the container's full, it'll be picked up and disposed of. But now I have to hold this for approximately 3 minutes, because usually I stop bleeding fairly quick, especially with buttonholes. It closes off, and then one of my nurses referred to it. It's almost like a doggy door. It's like it goes in, and when you slide it out, it closes. So it goes back and forth, back and forth. But I typically stop bleeding fairly quick. We'll tape that up. We'll pull the second needle, and we'll do the same thing. So, but as I'm doing that, so we don't waste any of our time, Trish is usually taking the cartridge out. The sack will start emptying. The current one that we're using holds 50 liters of dialysate fluid, and once she's done with it, or it gets low enough, she usually pulls it with some fluid left in it, and then just cuts it in the tub and lets it drain out. It's not harmful to your septic system or anything like that, and then she'll get everything ready as far as running a new batch in the system for tomorrow. She'll do that, get it set up. It'll run all night, and we'll kind of go from there. You need to pull that back, because you're already on the little piece of tape. Yeah, you need to learn to hold that fine when you're pulling that, because you hurt me a while ago. Because I'm editing some of this. Because you were pulling that, and it was pulling that needle sideways as you were pulling it. Not a sorry sign.
Alright, I'm gonna have to pull this one off before.
I'm ready to eat. I'm not going to eat much.
Oh.
Alright, so we've already got the other one taped up. We're about to pull the second needle, and we're going to do the same process with that one. greatest part about ending dialysis is being able to do this. At least for me, I get to bend my elbow. So it's just where mine is. Some people's are different locations, and then I also get to lose the mask. So, so y'all can see my beautiful face, my messed up beard. But feel pretty good. Once this is done, once everything's taped up, the finishing things is just I'll get a post-weight treatment. We'll mark off some of our checklist on the iPad, and we'll submit the treatment. And once it has a check mark and done, it'll submit it to my clinic and my doctors. Let them know that I ran my full time, what I did, what my blood pressures were, my weights, and so they can adjust anything they need to adjust. And we'll record that, you know, I got 100 micrograms or 100 milligrams of iron, and then we'll get ending weight and temperature and stuff. So, but yeah, so that's kind of how our treatment goes. At least, you know, the first part of it. You know, if you ever want to see anything on how Trish, you know, sets up the machine, what all she has to do, we may post that in the future as we get used to the machine and get used to using it. But if you have any questions, concern, feel free to message me. I am on Facebook, Big A Needs a Kidney. And I also am on, this is of course my YouTube channel. Be sure you hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up if you like this video, and comment. Let us know what you want to see, any questions you might have, and feel free to reach out to us. But this is Big A, and this is, who's this? Who are you?
Sadie.
And Sadie. And
Mama.
she's one of the reasons why we push so hard to be advocates, and she's one of my main reasons why I do what I do and keep pushing. Ain't that right? Big A's what? Big A needs a kidney?
Yes.
What's my other one?
I need new glasses.
You need new glasses?
I got new glasses. Mine are really dirty.
Yours are really dirty?
You're dirty. Yours is dirty.
What color are yours?
Pink, raspberry.
Raspberry. Can you tell everybody bye?
Bye.
Say bye.